Hi, everybody. This is Tamara from Moogly, and I am, fingers crossed as always, coming to you live today from our basement. We do have a small flying friend today, common housefly. So if you see me suddenly jump, we've been trying to get this guy all morning, but he's still with us. So as I said, obviously we are live. So I'm going to take just a second here to refresh my social media in front of me so that I can see your questions that you ask live. So if you're watching live, be sure to put those in the chat. If you're watching later, be sure to put those in the comments and I'll get back to you as best I can. All right. Looks like we've got everything already up and working today. So hooray. Okay. All right. Oh, wait, I'm on the wrong YouTube one. That's okay. That happens sometimes. YouTube takes just a minute longer. So anyway, if you are watching live, be sure to tell us where you are tuning in from today and what you're working on this time of year, because it's just such an interesting time of year for weather-wise, right? We've got all kinds of weather happening across the country. Certainly, our thoughts are with those experiencing some of the flooding happening. Such so many tragedies happening up in Northwest Iowa and in Minnesota, or excuse me, Michigan. No, Minnesota. I always get those mixed up. It's a chaos morning. Anyway, our hearts are with those who are suffering from the weather, obviously. If you are, in these heat waves that have been going across the country, certainly hope you're staying inside, staying cool. Don't crochet blankets, crochet small things, certainly. And I hope that you're actually able to get out and enjoy the weather if you're one of the luckier ones. So let's see. I cannot seem to get the YouTube to come up for me. Always a problem for me. I don't know why, but we'll continue working on trying to get those comments up, and let's jump into it. What's going on Moogly, what's coming up, what's been happening. First and foremost, we are going to England. With any trip like this, there's always a minimum you have to hit, and if you don't hit the minimum number of attendees, then you're not able to go on the trip. It's just the way these things always sort of seem to work. I don't know. I'm kind of new to it myself. I've only done the one trip so far. But we've got enough people, so we are officially going to England. So those ticket sales have closed. If you did miss out on that one, do not despair. We are still doing trips to Germany, Germany and Austria, Scotland, and New Zealand. Those are the other 3 trips that we've got planned over this year and next year. So those aren't up for sale yet, but if you're interested, you can go to crafttours.com and click a little checkbox for any of the trips that you're interested in, and you'll be first to find out once that information is up. If you are one of the people who signed up to come to England with us, thank you so much. I am so excited. Absolutely thrilled. I've got your email from the company. I'm going to be sending out a survey soon so we can figure out kind of where everybody's skill levels are at and what kind of project we want to make while we're there. So I'm super excited to get that worked up. It might take me a little while. It's a very busy time of year here in the summer, but I will get that out soon to all of you. So if you are on that list, definitely keep an eye out. And thank you so much. I'm so excited to be going on this trip with all of you guys. So now we finally got all our chats up and working. Thank you for your patience with that. There's always got to be one little technical struggle, right? So hi, Anna and Chase and Kathy and Susan. Let's see. PZ Pierce says I'm working on 2 sun hats for my granddaughters. That's perfect for this time of year. I love it. And Kathy says she just finished a blanket for her great-granddaughter. Congratulations on the great-grandbaby. Yeah, I'm hoping you've got some air conditioning to go with that blanket this time of year. That is for sure. All right. So, like I say, we're going to England. That's coming up. That's in October. Very exciting. But what's been happening the past couple weeks? First and foremost, of course, we have our newest crochet along square. This is a gorgeous square. Isn't this one just so pretty? This is by Stitches and Scraps, Pia Thadani. Red Heart with Love. And look at this gorgeous square. This is what the front of it looks like. This is what the back looks like. Not quite as pretty, but that's all right. Look at it. It's so pretty. It uses a lovely variety of stitches. You can see we've got some clusters there. We've got some longer stitches, sort of an overlay look to it. Some back loop only, giving this really nice edge to the flower. It's just a really, really beautiful square, and I've seen some really gorgeous versions of this one out already. So definitely go over to the group and check that out if you'd like more color inspiration. Just such a beautiful pattern, and Pia always comes up with great designs for us. So thank you so much, Pia. And then, of course, there is the newest crochet pattern, I should say, that came out on Moogly. Let me hold it up here, featuring Bernat Blanket. This is the Yin Yang cat bed. And this one, the free pattern and the video tutorial are already out. And you can see it's a very squishy bed. And that is very much on purpose. My daughter has 2 cats. So while I don't have a cat, I've learned a lot about cat ownership. And I will tell you, I wanted to make sure it was something that could get thrown in the washer and dryer. And that's exactly what this one does. I kept it relatively thin. It's got some squishier bits that help make the yin yang design, but the sides actually fold out rather than being stuffed or anything like that. So anytime you need to, you can just throw it in the wash, throw it in the dryer, all new and ready to go again. Bernat blanket is super easy to care for. The colors won't run or anything like that. And you can make a really fun cat bed in colors that match your decor. You don't have to use the traditional black and white. So that is the newest pattern up on Moogly right now. We also had a class on granny square coasters that I did for Michael's right here. So if you are new to the granny square, you just feel like following along, or if you've ever looked at this pattern on Yarn Inspirations, the easy square crochet coasters, I have done a live tutorial for that pattern now. So you can see that up on Moogly with the link to the pattern as well as the video tutorial that we did on Michael's. Let's see. I'm just checking the comments here. Susan said she recently finished some amigurumi and a ladybug squish. That's awesome. Thank you. And hi, Maureen from England. Hopefully we'll see you over there. And hi, Nancy. Oh, making granny squares. Love those. Yes, always great for in the heat. And the granny squares are great because you can just take all your leftover bits. You know, you've got that, 10, 20 yards left on a skein or something. You can always whip up a granny square and you've got a brand new coaster or doily. All right, what else? There is the Crochet Monsters and More giveaway happening. This one, so much, it was too much for the title of the blog post. Oh, let me grab these and pull them all over here. This is the newest book by Megan Lapp. And last time I went live, this was sort of our sneak peek, and I gave you a look inside this book. It is genuinely one of the thickest crochet books I own. Maybe I've got a Stitch dictionary or 2 that compares, but this is a thick, thick book. When they say thousands upon thousands of possibilities, I do not doubt it. This is just chock-a-block full of patterns. But for this giveaway, that's not all. We've also got her previous 2 books, Crochet Impkins and Crochet Creatures. You can see because I'm a blogger, my first one had this little funny sticker on it. But these are both just as amazing. Not quite as thick, but definitely just as creative and fantastical and just gorgeous books. Here's the Impkins one right there. And believe it or not, in the back of Crochet Monsters, her newest one, they went back to shiny for this one. In the very back, there's actually a little sneak peek. It says coming soon. So it looks like we've got a 4th book to look forward to as well. But that's not out yet. And in fact, this one isn't quite out yet either. This book is not out, I don't believe, officially. Wait, no, this one might be. I might be thinking of the next one. Little sneak peek. I am working on another giveaway. This one might actually be out now. I take that back. I think this one is out now, but I'm working on a new giveaway for July, and that's what I was thinking of. That one's on my brain because I was working on that yesterday. So yes, these are out now. Definitely go ahead and you can purchase those. If they aren't, they will be in the next week or so. So any second now. By the time they're, officially on, they'll be at your house. Let's see. Just checking on comments here. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much. Okay. And then, of course, we have our newest giveaway, the Bernat Quick Weave giveaway. Let me grab these over here. I showed you guys these last time as well on our sneak peek. These are just really neat kits. It's just a really different kind of craft project. It still uses yarn, but this is great whether you know how to crochet or knit, but also if you don't know how to crochet or knit, or if you're genuinely completely new to yarn crafting, you can make these scarves. So if you've got a teen group, a craft group, you're going on vacation and you want something new and different, something for the kids, something for yourself, this is just a really neat product. It's basically a big mesh and some yarn. The yarn comes with, so does the yarn needle. You will need to provide your own measuring tape and scissors. But other than that, it's got everything you need. So really fun new kits from Bernat and Yarn Inspirations. So look for these in stores and enter the giveaway on Moogly to win your own. And then, let's see, that is all the stuff that's happened in the last 2 weeks, but now I have a sneak peek. Always like having a sneak peek for you guys. Now, my next new pattern, I am planning to debut it July 5th, so the day after the 4th of July. I'm taking the 4th off to spend with family. But the next day, I will have my next new pattern. I have returned to Bernat Maker, and this one was a reader request. Now, you guys might remember, oh, I've put them too far away, but you guys might remember that casual crossbody bag and the other bag sets that I made to go with. And I had somebody request a matching bucket hat. So that is what I have come up with right here. This is the bucket hat, and thank you, Jeff. He's so sweet. He came over and handed me the bags. So this is the bags that inspired it. The casual crossbody bag and pouch and sunglasses case set. So I used the leftovers of those skeins of yarn, and I came up with my very first bucket hat, the first one I have designed. I've made other people's patterns before. This is the first one I've designed. So I used the same stitch pattern, that herringbone half double crochet, to crochet the stripes on the sides of the hat. The top, I use standard half double crochet. You can see it leaves it a little bit more open and airy, which I think in a summer hat is nice. And then I alternated those two types of stitches here for the brim. Now, one thing I will mention about this bucket hat is I made it a little bit of a bigger fit. Now, when I've made other people's designs for bucket hats, they're beautiful, but they tend to fit me a little bit closely. I know I tend to have a hat on the larger size. I wear an adult large hat. But even so, personally, I really like a summer hat to be a little bit looser fit. Not just so it doesn't squish my hair, but so that there's a little bit more airflow, you know? I'm not wearing it for warmth, right? Wearing it more for the sunshade. So that was some of the reasons that I picked this stitch pattern, but also why I made this just a little bit bigger. So it's definitely sort of more of that oversized bucket hat look. So I'll try it on for you real quick here, right there. And you can see it's a little bit looser. It's not, conforming down to my head like a stocking cap, which personally I prefer in a bucket hat. So it's got a pretty good brim on it, and it's made with Bernat Maker, so you've got that great stitch definition. And of course, you can make it all in one color as well. But in addition to giving you a little sneak peek on this today, I also wanted to show you, and you probably noticed it while I was holding it up here, how I blocked it. Blocking hats can be really tricky. And one thing I've noticed about Bernat Maker is that if I, lay something in it flat and anything presses on it, it does crease a little bit. And I did not want any creases to be in my hat from when I made it and then set it aside. So to block it, kind of an unusual shape, but I went through my collection of caked yarns. And I found that this particular cake of Bernat Blanket Perfect Phasing was exactly, apparently, the same size as my head, maybe a hair bigger, because I was able to just slip it right inside the top. Now, it's not pulling, it's not super tight, but you can see it gives it just enough structure. And then I was able to put that down on the table and spray this with water and let it air dry. And that took out any wrinkles really beautifully. So I had to try on a couple of different cakes, go through my collection to find the one, apparently, like I said, that's the right head size. But that is my tip if you're blocking a hat like this, especially with a flat top where you want to get that shape. This would also work really well for a basket. You could maybe stack a couple cakes if it's a tall basket to help you give that shape. So just a little blocking tip for that hat. And like I said, that will come out for free on July 5th. So that is coming up soon. And that is all I have for you today. I know that I'm hopefully going to be teaching a Lunch and Learn or maybe a Michael's class in July, but I'm still waiting on the details on those. There have been lots of moving parts. One thing I do want to point out, and I can't remember if I have a link for it in the live today or not, but I will get that up ASAP, is I want you to head over to yarnspirations.com and download all the patterns you've been debating about, because they are doing Download to Give right now, which is a fantastic charity drive they're doing for Warm Up America. Basically, for every pattern that is downloaded between now and July 8th, they will donate some cash to Warm Up America. There's a little bar. You can see how they're doing. So definitely check that out once again on yarnspirations.com, and I'll be adding a link to today's post as well. And links to everything else I've talked about are in today's post, so I hope you'll check that out as well. I'm going to go ahead and take off, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye, everybody.